Early in your time learning ancient Greek, you're going to come to accentuation, and you're probably going to be told there that ancient Greek was a pitch accent language. So what do you do with that, and how do you play around with incorporating a pitch accent into your own pronunciation? My name is Stephen. I've been teaching ancient Greek for over 25 years, and I hope this helps you understand a little bit more about this awesome ancient language. So we actually use pitch a lot in English as well. So if you're a native speaker of English or a near native speaker of English, pitch effects in English, however, are not tend not to be most prominently associated with the pronunciation of individual parts of a word. It's part of our stress accent, but it's a relatively minor. We change pitch a little bit when we stress a syllable. But we do this at different levels of pronunciation, and I'll explain this in just a second. And this is a way to kind of get started with listening to and hearing and understanding what these things are. And so let's say that you want to do a circumflex accent. So there are two basic pitch contours, one is circumflex and one's an acute. These are represented by the written accent marks of the same name. So a circumflex is a rise and a fall on a long vowel, a single long vowel. Rise, and then the drop occurs on that vowel. We use this pitch pattern when we are asking kind of astonished questions, but we also use it when we're emphatically saying something. So it occurs in both the question version of really, and you're really, up and down, and it also occurs when you're answering that really. Less questiony sounding, but the same pitch pattern is happening, a high tone and a low tone, the drop on the same vowel. Now, an acute represents a rise on a syllable on a single vowel, and the fall will occur on the next syllable. So if you want to do this is something that is, for us, it's also a questiony pattern of pitch. If someone says something and they say, I'm definitely going to go, and you go, definitely, definitely, definitely. But you have to be sure that you drop that pitch on the next syllable, because in English, we actually tend to ask the question with that high tone, kind of continuing and even rising, definitely, and that's what you don't want to do. The Greek accent, that pitch, was the combination of the high tone followed by the strongest drop in the whole word. So it's up and down. Circumflex if the up and down happens on the same syllable. An acute if it happens on one syllable, and the fall is either cut off by the end of the word or if it happens on the next syllable. So definitely, definitely, not definitely, definitely, but what you're going to have to try to do is make that sound a little less questiony, because if you read Greek that way, you are going to sound like every single word is its own question, and that's going to be strange. But on the other hand, this might have actually been the effect of a Greek pitch accent on modern ears. If we could go back in time and listen to an actual speaker, that might in fact be what it sounded like, but it kind of makes people a little bit confused, and it also makes it a little bit less natural for us to sound like we're questioning things all the time. As I said, these are just starting points to help you kind of isolate the same pitch patterns that correspond to circumflex and acute, but using English phrasing.